Hi everybody, we're here at Donington Park ahead of the first round of the BTCC for 2026. So we're here at Donington Park to kick off the new season. How are you feeling before the racing gets underway this weekend?
Yeah, I feel good. You know, pre-season testing with Laser Tools Racing has gone really well, to be honest. We've gotten through a hell of a lot of development. I think the Corolla in general is in a better window than it was this time last year, and we saw how competitive this car was at times last year. So I think we've stepped on quite a bit, and I'm excited to get stuck in.
Yeah, you know, this is the stage of the year when everybody is co-leading the championship. So it's a time of excitement, a time to look forward. And once we get into qualifying on Saturday, come Donington weekend, that's when we'll find out exactly what progress everybody's made over the weekend. But I think we're in a good place. I think we're comfortable, we're happy, and for sure we're going to be in the mix.
So behind us, we have the cars in the striking new 50th anniversary laser livery. How has the pre-season testing been, and how has the team moved forwards from the one that you drove last season?
Yeah, I think obviously the very visual bit is how the car looks. It's obviously very different to last year. It is absolutely striking. It's one of these iconic schemes now that people know and recognise from afar, and I think that's fantastic. But for us, you know, even more interesting is what's going on beneath the skin, if you will. I think there's been a good amount of steps taken over the winter. There's been lots going on behind the scenes. And obviously now 2 cars for Laser Tools Racing as well, which is a first for me personally. That kind of Scottish link back to the history and heritage of Laser is very important. Árón actually runs with number 50 this year, which is something quite cool as well. So we're here to do the team and the brand proud.
Yeah, I think pre-season wise, what Laser Tools Racing and MB Motorsport have injected into this program is a championship winning expertise. Like, that's the truth of it. I feel the car has progressed in a lot of ways in terms of outright performance, but even silly things like when you look at the cars to the naked eye, they may look obviously in a different color, but they may look the same as last year, but cooling packages are different, front bumper design is different. So an extensive development has gone on to put us in a really good shape for not only this weekend, for the year in a whole.
Not only a new livery, but a new car underneath.
Yeah, that's it. Like, it is always striking just how much development goes on in a winter. Do you know, that's the thing. Like, people think these teams go on a sabbatical from October until this time, where actually the races and championships are won and lost in those winter months. The development that goes on is second to none of what I've seen with Laser Tools Racing. And I think that's what interests me the most. Yes, I've always wanted to be in this iconic blue car, but at the same time, I've always wanted to be in a championship caliber operation. And that's what this gives us.
It's all new for 2026 for MBTCC, with a brand new format and an extra qualifying race. How are we feeling about this, and how does it change the approach as teams and drivers?
I'm excited. Like, change is always good. Like, all I ever want to do is race this car. If you told me I could race around the car park for the afternoon, I would. So to have 10 extra qualifying races is great. Change, I think, is something that everyone gets excited by. And it kind of puts the cat amongst the pigeons, because there's a lot more onuses on prep pre-race weekend now. You only get 1 free practice session, as you were saying. So then you go straight into qualifying and then straight into a qualifying race. So from an engineering perspective, you're going from trying to maximize the lap time in qualifying, but you also need that setup on the car to then do 2/3 of a full race distance. So there's a hell of a lot more that needs to be thought about, from cambers to tire pressures to just how the car manages itself over a pretty long run, to be perfectly honest. So I'm all for it. As I said, I'll race you right now if I can. So to have an extra 10 races is quite cool.
Yeah, I think it's, touring car racing for as long as I can remember has been this 3-race format. So the fact that we get to go racing again, people who come to watch and want to be part of this event want to watch racing. Practice is an element of it, but I think we've seen how, the sprint race format in Formula One and MotoGP has really kind of brought more excitement to the Saturday's event. So I think as we stand just now, it's going to be really interesting to see what strategy every driver and team has up and down the pit lane. And yeah, for me, it's I'm more in favour of this new format than 2 free practice that we've had previously. So yeah, we'll look forward to it.
Got on board and fully embrace the changes. Your mechanics are obviously an integral part of the team, preparing the car to the highest standards. How much faith does it give you that they're well equipped for the task with laser tools.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, we have to put absolute 100% faith in everything that happens round about us. Aaron and I are a very small part of what goes on. You know, we're the one that's plugged in to leave this pit lane and go straight to 150 miles an hour. So, for me, it's all about doing the job correct, doing it correct every time, and doing it correct all the time. And we've got to give our mechanics and our team all the best possible tools to do that job and provide that car exactly as we need to race it. And with laser tools, they've got no excuses. They've got the best in the business tools wise to give us the best possible car to go racing with.
The right tools and efficiency.
100%. Like, I wouldn't trust myself to make all the crew a cup of tea, where we literally get in the car and give it our all. So now knowing that they have the best of the best equipment around them to make these cars even faster is a huge peace of mind. Because at the end of the day, as Gordon said, we're a very small cog in this juggernaut of a team. And now knowing that the team have the best support in the paddock with laser tools makes a huge difference. And I think that's not me just saying it. It is the absolute honest truth. From hearing what the mechanics have said firsthand, they are over the moon with the new kit.
So good luck for the weekend.
Thank you, appreciate that. No stress at all, thank you.
So Aaron, can you tell us about the change to your race number for this year?
Can indeed. So I have historically always run 40, but to celebrate 50 years of laser tools, I have switched to an iconic 50.
So following the laser 50th anniversary.
Exactly. Like, I feel like the blue chrome livery is something that has become iconic in touring cars. So when Alex put it forward that I would go for number 50 this year, I was more than happy to do it. It's something that, like, I'm really proud of, to be perfectly honest, to help celebrate the 50-year anniversary. This is an incredible accomplishment for any company. So it's pretty cool to see a 50 on my windscreen this year.
So what do you make of the 50th anniversary range?
Do you know what I'd say, right? Despite being a qualified structural engineer, they look well above my pay grade. Like, it's a really nice piece of kit. I actually think having, like, the iconic 50s put onto them makes it really stand out, and it's a really nice touch to celebrate, the anniversary.
Yeah, and it's all covered by the 50-year guarantee.
I think that's arguably more impressive. Like, I don't know any other that would have a guarantee like that. So those type of guarantees in this industry are, few and far between. So it's incredibly impressive.
So we stand by the 50-year guarantee. Fantastic product.
If I would, and I'm not just saying this, because I'll tell you otherwise, if I was to buy tools and it came with a 50-year guarantee, these are the ones I'd go for. Like, why wouldn't you? It's a great piece of kit, great products, great anniversary celebration. So yeah, laser all the way.
So what is it that you love so much about being a race team mechanic? What are the best bits of your job?
I quite like the pressure you're working, because it's hard, it's intense. Like the days are long, but they go pretty fast because you're always busy. So it is quite good that way. Favourite bits? Probably the high intensity stuff, like the qualifying pit stop. That's probably my favourite bit.
Something that really ticks you is when you're under pressure, the car comes in, it's got a fault, you've got to get it back out there as fast as possible.
Yeah, that sort of stuff. When you've got to just get on it and not think about it too much. You just need to, you know what you've got to do, and you need to get it done pretty quickly. So you just get it done. I quite like that bit.
And get the car back on track as quickly as possible. Yeah. And how important is it to have the right equipment available to you in order to do your best work and ultimately give the team the best chance of winning out there on the circuit?
It's mega important, because everything, like I say, it's so intense and high paced. You need to have the stuff there. You know what you need, and it needs to be to hand, so you can just get cracked on, because you don't have much time. So if it's in good shape, you've got a little bit more time, but if it all goes wrong, you need to get things done pretty quickly. Things need to be at hand, or it just wouldn't go back out in time, or or it might go out and it's not quite right, and it just wouldn't be a successful car. So yeah, you need to have stuff there.
So having the right tool in the right place, essential.
100%. You need to know where things are, and you need to be able to get your hands on them pretty quickly.
And what would you say was the most common tool in your toolbox that you end up reaching for when the car comes back in after a hard-fought race?
If it comes in after a race and there's not so much damage stuff and it's just more maintenance work, you probably go for the 916 and the 716 spanner to basically they two spanners check most nuts and bolts on the suspension, so they'll be the two spanners you head for it, as long as everything's in good shape and you're not having to try and fight to get the car ready. But
so you're still using Imperial AF on race cars?
Yeah.
And what would you say was the unsung hero of your toolbox, the go-to tool?
Personally, it would need to be a hammer. If a hammer doesn't fix it, it's electrical.
That's a great quote. And now I'm joined by Alex Watts from Laser Tools Racing and MB Motorsport. A couple of questions to finish off the day. So Alex, how instrumental is it in a high performance race team to have the right equipment, and do you feel better knowing the fact that they are using the Laser Tools brand?
Of course we feel better that it's the Laser Tools brand. I think one of the things we love about the British Touring Car Championship is it's so incredibly competitive. So everything that you're doing, you're trying to find any marginal gain you can. We're only as good as the kit behind us, we're only as good as the equipment that we use. So that's why we're safe in the knowledge that we go into round one tomorrow backed by all things Laser Tools.
So all the boxes fully stocked with Laser Tools product.
Fully stocked with Laser Tools product. It's one of the best days of a mechanic's season when we roll out the toolboxes for the first time and they get their Christmas Eve moment.
All the new shiny bling.
All the new, including all the 50 years range as well, right?
And more shiny bling behind us.
Yeah, the car design every year is a huge project, something which Laser Tools are very passionate about. Mikey, MB Motorsport, very passionate about. Delighted with how the detailing of the 50 has come through. The idea of that Saturn 50 that kind of flashes. Yeah, it's been fantastic seeing it come to life. So we hope that car number 50 and car number 52 can do the anniversary proud this year.
So from an engineering point of view, how much can having the right equipment make or break a team's weekend of success?
Again, I think it goes back to that margins between success and failure in motorsport. It can be a tenth here and there. We're lucky with the fantastic engineering crew that we've got with Craig, with Steve and the two data engineers as well. I think everything for us is about planning and process, and you don't want to leave anything to chance. So knowing that you've got the right kit, the right equipment to use, the right tooling, it's another thing we don't have to worry about. We got to worry about the right foot, the left foot and the hands and everything else that the 28 other cars on the grid are doing. But having the right kit and the right equipment, right tooling means that we know it's one less thing for us to worry about.
There's a lot more goes on behind the scenes that you don't see on the TV on the race day. You see the cars on track, you don't see what goes on in the garage.
Well, look, hopefully you guys have seen it today. Like it is a 4, 5, 6 day event in terms of what goes on to get to a Sunday afternoon. The amount of prep, the amount of process that has to go in, you know, the briefing documents, the planning documents that go through to make sure that everything is meticulously prepared for, because it all boils down to 25 minutes on a Sunday, but we spend probably 6 months planning to get here for round one.
And that pretty much covers my last question to you as well, about the planning over the winter with the new Toyotas. There's a lot gone into it.
Yeah, you know, I think for Mark, Theo and all the team here at MB Motorsport, it's been our busiest off season. The decision to move away from the previous car into Toyotas, doubling up and going to two sets of problems to deal with. It's been a long-held ambition for everyone at MB Motorsport. Laser Tools Racing have supported us in making that happen. 2 new drivers, 2 new cars, whole new ecosystem of people to bring together. Yeah, it feels like we've done a season already, but we're here and we can't wait to get started.
It's all about to begin this weekend here at Donington.
Yeah, here at Donington. Donington's been pretty good to us in recent years. We're really hopeful. Signs in pre-season have been positive. We feel that we've taken a step forward with the Corolla. We know that there's more to come from it. We're super delighted to have Gordon and Árón on board. To be honest, like, I'm just fed up of talking about it. Like, we've spoke about it all winter, we've planned it, we made the right decisions, and now we're about to find out if we're right. But we know we've got fantastic people behind us, fantastic partners, and let's get the show on the road.
On behalf of everybody from Laser Tools, we wish you a very good racing weekend ahead. Thank you, Alex.
Thanks, Sheps.
So everybody, that's it from us at Donington today. But there's one last thing to do before we go. Put this thing through its paces around the track. How was that for an old relic?